Seeking a piece of reason, shaping a peaceless season. Reason to keep believing, waking the peace to sleeping. Inside and tired of dream, no sign in advance. You see, there's more of glory service, taught like a spring. Step back, two-step, 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 one, two, three. No more than a test, ever feeding off the fallacy, creating this mess. Get down inside this big machine with all of the rest. Break free to phase electricity. Time turning up the volume, time turning on us always. No time enough tomorrow for turning back to where we began. 20 sectors testing. Fragments in one direction, celestial noise detected, delirium unsuspected, static into reason, time in the gate for deepness, God's patience begun completed, 7 to 3 to 3 arrested destiny, alone in a trance, no escaping from this waking dream, no hope for advance. You see, the mortal core we serve is not but a spring. Unwind, too slow, too quick, too much to believe. You failed the test, ever forging all new fallacies, creating a mess to wreck. This brick machine with all of the rest. DC, dying electricity.
Falling back right into the system. I'm falling back on all that you raised. When falling back right out of the system means falling back right into disgrace. Yes, falling back right in with the system. Who see you falling back to the end? When falling back is better than simple. Falling back you to pieces again.
Sounds the breathing,
welcome. Give me 1 second. I'm working on getting the music down to a point that's like actually reasonable to hear me over. I think that should be okay. Let's crank it down just a little bit more. Yeah, that should be alright. Hello. Welcome. It's me. It's Gage. It is what would normally be Survival Horror Saturday. Hold on, I need to... Okay. I think the noise suppression is working on Discord, so my reactive image should only react to my voice. Hello, welcome. It is what would normally be Survival Horror Saturday, but as we finished Fatal Frame 2 last week, and, you know, I don't have the Dead Space remake yet, thanks Amazon. It's coming in on Monday, but I gotta do something, so I figured I got a couple model kits for Christmas last year that I haven't touched yet. So I figured, hey, I think it's about time I did another build stream. Now, if you weren't here for the first one that I did was during the Spooktacular Streamathon for Gamers Outreach, and I built a model of Blitzwing from Transformers Bumblebee, who was the Decepticon that Bumblebee fights at the beginning of the movie when he first gets to Earth. Now, they have made a bunch of models for that movie at this point. Not just Bumblebee, not just Blitzwing, not just Cliff Jumper, weirdly enough, which I guess makes sense. There's probably a lot they could reuse there, given that Cliff Jumper is really just Red Bumblebee, if we're being entirely honest. Once voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the very first episode of Transformers Prime, if you can believe it. He also dies in that. I don't know why Cliff Jumper is like the sacrificial Autobot recently. It's odd, but okay. Now, there's not a whole lot of characters to choose from in Bumblebee, just kind of like on the whole, in terms of like robots. You have, of course, Bumblebee. You've got Blitzwing. You've got Cliff Jumper, briefly. You've got the other two Decepticons whose names I forget. They have names. I just don't remember them. I'm using my phone as, like, a light right now for this stream, because the lighting in my room is not great. And Natalie's currently using my ring light for VTubing purposes, so I don't really have anything to illuminate my workspace with. Or at least not illuminate it well. So, I can't check to see what those characters' names are, due to aforementioned phone being preoccupied being my light source. Hold on, I gotta make a gross noise. Okay. But, that being said, the opening of the movie does have a lot of characters in it that, don't really factor into the rest of the film in any super major way. Like, I mean, obviously Optimus Prime is a driving force of any Autobot's life. But, like, you know, he's not, like, a constant presence in the film itself. This is not a very big instruction manual I'm looking at here. Hold on. I gotta find the I feel like the Blitzwing model... This one may not be a particularly long stream, if I'm looking at this right. It might still be. I might find ways to expand it. Give me 1 second. I gotta find... Where's the Blitzwing? I keep, like, all the boxes, because, like, these all have, like, alternate pieces and stuff that, like, you can switch out if you want. So I tend to hang on to the boxes just in case I want to use any of those aforementioned pieces. It means I have access to previous models that I've built, whether it is the ones that I've built on stream, or ones that I've built off stream, of which there are a few. Oh yeah, I think the Blitzwing one was a lot longer, now that I'm looking at it. I'll be able to compare it once I get my camera up and running, to show you what I'm talking about. Now, model kits are also commonly referred to as Gunpla, which I think is specifically intended to be Gundam model kits, maybe? I'm not exactly the kind of person that you would ask about that sort of thing. Because I'm generally not huge into Gundam. Like, I mean, I watch The Witch from Mercury, but I feel like that was the starting point for a lot of people. I've seen some Gundam series before that. I'm pretty sure the Gundam series I put the most work into prior to Witch from Mercury was probably Seed, which, I feel like may have, like, a bit better press now, but I know that for a while was not particularly thought of particularly well. Regardless, I'm generally not huge into Gundam, just kind of on the whole. But I mentioned this last stream, I have been known to be pretty big into Transformers. I like Transformers, you know? I've seen all the movies, for better or worse. It took me a hot minute to watch The Last Night, but eventually I did. And, who golly, it's not a good movie. Let me tell you. It is, in fact, bad. Quite bad, in fact. Don't watch Transformers The Last Night. You know what you should watch is you should watch Transformers Bumblebee. And also probably Rise of the Beasts when that comes out. I think I have to assume, so this is an import, I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look at the... Like, I'm guessing that in Japan it's probably called Transformers Bumblebee, but, like, obviously here it's just called Bumblebee. But, like, for the purposes of, you know, clarity's sake, I may just refer to it as Transformers Bumblebee. And then we got Rise of the Beasts coming out, which I'm pretty excited for. I do recall as a child watching quite a bit of Beast Wars when I was younger. I remember getting... I specifically remember... Okay, so... Transformers toys at, like, fast food restaurants, like McDonald's and stuff, used to be dope as hell. They were essentially just, like, little Transformers. Little guys. Very simple construction, very simple mechanics. But, like, they were Transformers. I remember having a bunch of those for Beast Wars. They unfortunately don't really do stuff like that anymore. If they ever have, like, Transformers toys in, like, fast food places, they're usually, like, your standard fast food, like, kids meal toy fare, where it's just like, oh, here is a chunk of plastic. It has one function. And it doesn't even necessarily do that function particularly well. But I think those, like, smaller, simpler Transformers toys, they just sell them now in stores. And they're a particular kind of class. Transformers toys tend to have, like, very different, like, class designations for how complicated they are in terms of, like, detail and transformation capability. I remember buying a bunch of them when, like, the first movie came out. Like, I got a Barricade Transformer, like the police car from the first film, because, like, I thought that he was just, like, the fucking coolest in that movie. And then he shows up in The Last Night, and he's not quite as cool, but it's neat that he's there, you know? Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So here we are. Here's our workspace that we're going to be working with. I am intentionally shaking the camera because it's attached to my desk. Okay, so let's see here. We got, so here's the instruction booklet that I was looking at before, and this is the extent of it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess technically this is 6, but this is just showing how you set up the base. It's 5 pages. And I was looking at the Blitzwing one for comparison, and like, yeah, that's considerably longer. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. So I'm not sure how this. It took me about 2 hours to build this one. I don't know if this one is going to take nearly that long if it's a considerably shorter instruction manual, unless this is just way more streamlined of a set of instructions. But I suppose we'll find out. So do I have... Well, Blitzwing's all the way over there. Like, I could go get him, but perhaps later. So, alright. So we got all these bad boys. Let's get these guys unwrapped. Oh yeah, now that I'm looking at it, there's really not a whole lot of options here. I didn't want to, like, overextend myself on something that is essentially just, like, me killing time until I get my copy of Dead Space, so I didn't want to do the Acid Storm model kit that my wife got me. But looking at this is going to take less time than I thought it was going to, in all likelihood. Alright, so let's see what we got. By the way, the music that we are listening to is the second... Good lord. How do I... Come on. This is the second soundtrack for Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Oh, this should not be this difficult to get open. Hold on. It is wild that I'm having this much trouble. This is the second soundtrack for Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, which I think covers pretty much everything, like from 5.2 onward. It is called Death Unto Dawn. Okay, so there's that. I tend to hold on. I hold on to, like, literally everything that comes in these kits. I'm just gonna put this over here. Like, even the plastic wrapping. Just for my own sake, honestly. There really isn't a reason for it. So this is A. You can see that right there. This says A. It's blurry right now because it's focusing on the wrong thing, but it's A. It's A. Let's get this one open. Okay, this is B. Hold on to that. We got some little ones over here. Looks like another A for the hands. C, and then this thing, which I'm not even sure what that's supposed to be. Hello, Designer Gaze. Welcome. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult to get open. Realistically speaking, I should have gotten these all open before I started today. I just realized I didn't... I had asked friend of the stream and roommate Ixao to use his model kit tools for the stream, and then I forgot to grab them before I started. It's cool. I have some things nearby that I can use. Okay, there we go. Allow me to get the stuff open, at least. Or at least part of it. Alright, so that's the hams. Let's see if I can't just... Come on. I suppose the benefit of not having this done prior to actually starting is that it will extend the length of the stream more towards something that I was expecting it to be. Given that this does not seem as complicated as the last one. And I mean, like, that's fine. You know, the particular kind of model kits that I've got here for the Bumblebee movie... I'm just gonna use my teeth on that. Hold on. That. The particular kind of model kits that they make for these movies seem to be made for, like, kids. And I mean, like, the benefit of that is that I don't have any fucking stickers to put on anything. It's just, like, everything's, like, pre-colored. Which is good, because I don't like using stickers. I find them obnoxious. Why did I pronounce that obnoxious? Whatever. It's fine. Alright, so that's going to be the base. We'll set that aside for right now. And there is the base pieces and the heads. So she's got two heads, one with like the eyes exposed and one with like glasses. I'm probably gonna go with the eyes exposed one. Alright. So here's all our stuff for this comparatively simple build. At the very least compared to Blitzwing. Definitely compared to literally any other build I've done, save for maybe there's like a beginner grade RX-78 that I did. By the way, here's our energy drink for today. As you can see, I have it in the shark koozie that I've mentioned before. It's a little sweaty right now, but it is Cherry Lime Lift. I just bumped the arm that's holding the webcam, and then I yanked the wire on it. My setup is not ideal. I'll go ahead and say that right now. It is not the most ideal setup for this sort of thing, but, you know, this isn't my usual bread and butter. We make do with what we've got. Alright. So, yeah, I guess let's get started. We've been going for about 24 minutes now. So the first thing is the body. Gosh, yeah, look at that. Like, body and waist are both taken care of on one page. Left arm and right arm, one page. Left leg is a whole page to itself, right leg is a whole page to itself. The back, and then final assembly. Yeah, this won't take very long at all. Alright, let's go ahead, get what we don't need out of the way here. So I suppose while I'm going ahead and pulling some things apart, I don't really have a whole lot on my whiteboard to talk about today, but one piece of news that I did see, A4 and A13, here we go, had to do with Henry Cavill. Now, I am the kind of person who likes Henry Cavill as an actor. I think he's... And I just dropped... I take one piece out, and I've already dropped it. Don't get caught on my glove. Here it is. Hold on, I got it. I like Henry Cavill as an actor. I think with a better director, he would have made a really good Superman. I do not think that Zack Snyder was the best director to help him own that role, really. Nor do I think Joss Whedon was a particularly good director to help him own that role. It's been a little bit, though, since I've seen Zack Snyder's Justice League. The most that I remember about it, honestly, is just that it was better than the theatrical cut. But, you know. A13. Let's see here. Oh, it's open. What's nice about these ones is that, and I assume this is also a, what's the word I'm looking for? Symptom of them being, like, for kids, is that, they're very easy to, like, take apart. Okay, so that way. Goes in like that, alright. I will say that this setup is a little bit better than what I had going for me before. I borrowed a second arm mount from friend of the stream and roommate JB in order to... what's the word I'm looking for? Set up my webcam, which was graciously donated by friend of the stream, Audrey of Team Capital. So everybody thank Audrey for the lovely webcam. I'm like blocking my light to check the instructions. Okay, so we've got A1, so let's just go ahead and... But yeah, since it's a much more like simple kind of construction, meant more probably for like younger kids looking to get into model building, things pop out really easily. And honestly, like, the quality of, like, how they pop out is not terrible. It's very, very rare that I end up with anything that I need to, like, clip off. I know I said that I didn't have any, like, model building tools, but, like, nearby, but I gotta say, in a pinch, cuticle trimmers do really good. Alright, so that's that. Now we need A23, 22, and 20. It looks like 23 and 22 are probably just mirrors of each other. 37, 32, 23, and 22. Here we go. But, like, I remember putting together... So what I've got... personally is I've got two RX 78s. One of them is a I don't know if I want to say lesser grade necessarily. It's a simpler grade than the other. I also need a 20. Where's a 20? Is this one? And when I was doing those, like, I definitely ended up with, like, my hands a little minced up. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to which one I pulled from what. Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on. So they're mirror images, so they can't possibly... Okay. Okay, so the peg that is closest to the ball joint goes on top. So this is A22. this is 823, and that goes in there. Did I have that right? Yeah, those flare upwards, kind of. Okay, yeah, I got that right. Ball joint goes up and slots into that. That goes like that. All right. I'm still relatively new to the whole like model kit building thing. I think I mentioned this before. I went to I definitely mentioned this the last time that I did a model building stream back when I did Blitzwing. Went to a local anime and comics convention with the rest of the apartment, and friend of the stream and roommate Ixao wanted to. There was a local store that was doing an event at the con. 8:35. Here we go. Where like you could come and buy a model kit. They had a few on hand, and sit at a table in a room that they had rented out and just build the model kit. Can I get like focus maybe? Thank you. So that's the torso done. Now the model kit building is something that Ixao was into for a while. I hadn't really thought about it. I knew people that did it, and I had seen people like doing building, but I hadn't thought about giving it a try myself. And then he mentioned that the kits were really cheap. I'm just like, you know what? I may be low on money, but I'm not that low on money. Fuck it, let's go for it. And it turns out like I really ended up liking it, and I took to it like a fish to water. Okay, so the waist. We need something from the B. Ah! We need B8. Here we go. And like I knew that people did like model building streams because I've seen people do it before. And just like when I found out that like I actually really liked doing this, I need C, that's Z. Hold on. This was C, wasn't it? Yeah. When I found out that I really enjoyed it, I was just like, well, now I have to do something with it. So I've been kind of keeping an eye out for model kits for things that, like, I do like, that I would like to have stuff for. Transformers was one of the ones that, like, I found kind of in a big way. And I'm just like, ooh, I would love that, actually. But now, of course, I'm into Witch from Mercury. So I've started, like, keeping an eye out for those. A lot of them are being sold for, like, higher... They're, like, resales for higher prices. Like, people charging, like, nearly $50 for them for kits that, like, shouldn't be charged more than $20. And I haven't decided if I am willing to support that kind of scalping behavior just yet. Ah, beans. Okay. Different quality of plastic. Oh, there's like a break in it. Okay. There's also this little nub here. Hello, Cal. Sort of. It's a Transformers model kit of Arcee from the beginning of Bumblebee. But yeah, otherwise, it's a model building stream. I'm trying to figure out specifically like how all of this is supposed to fit together. This feels like it's made of like a softer plastic. There are Transformers model kits. There's a bunch. Like there's a lot. I think for Transformers Bumblebee, they have two different versions of Bumblebee right now. There's Cliff Jumper, Arcee, Blitzwing, which I've already put together on a previous stream. And then I think Soundwave came out, and they've got plans for like way more. And then there's like other ones, like Natalie got me a model kit of a character Acid Storm, who is a like a Starscream recolor. I didn't want to do that for this stream because that one was a bit more complicated, so I didn't know like how much I was going to be able to like really get done for that one in one go. Okay, I think I've got this. One second. Hold on. Acid Storm got a kit? Yeah! They already had the Starscream kit, so, like, they were probably just like, you know what? Fucking whatever, man. Let's just do it. Which, hey, works out for me, because, like, that's, like, my aesthetic, you know? Acid. Okay, so what I need to do here is, like, get this just like that, I think? Okay, yeah, I got this. Out of all the Starscreams, Acid Storm, I mean, good for you. Hey, it wasn't my idea. I don't know, maybe they were looking for, like, I can show it. I have, like, the box just, like, over there. Okay, so then I should just be able to... This one is taking some finagling. Am I doing this one right? I think I'm starting from the wrong place is what the issue is. I should get this all put together first. Yeah, there we go. I mean, admittedly, I didn't even know there was a character called Acid Storm, and then, of course, I start looking stuff up about him. It's just like, oh, yeah, he was in G1. I'm just like, he fucking was? Why have I never heard of him? And then it's like, oh, he's probably just a jobber. Interesting Chocobo rendition. We're listening to the Death Unto Dawn, by the way. The second Shadowbringer soundtrack. He was in the comics, too. I also know that Acid Storm is in a more recent cartoon. And also in that cartoon is, I guess, due to them looking to explain away production errors, technically, canonically gender fluid. Oh no, you think this one's interesting. I mean, I'm interesting in just like a, huh, okay, kind of way, not like interesting. Just choir chocobo themes from a rhythm minigame where you're conducting the choir for some reason. There's another reason for when you play a bat. There's another... Oh, hey, speaking of... I just have the soundtrack going. We're working our way through until we get to the near stuff. Okay, so I think this is the front ways. And we just slot that in. There? Okay. Cool. Body complete. Welcome to the most cursed chocobo theme ever. I suppose there's worse Transformers they could be making model kits of. They could bring back Kiss players. That's the one thing that I love bringing up to, like, anyone who's a Transformers fan, because I know it's gonna cause... It's gonna... Gotcha. I know it's gonna cause distress. So I'm just like, hey, remember this? This thing that you would rather not remember? You know that it's going to cause this. I do. That's why I say it. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that over there. And next up we start on the arm. Ooh, yeah. Give me that good near... those good near tracks. I'm really excited to get to playing Yorha Dark Apocalypse once I finish Automata. Okay, so what do we need? We need... I guess, let's just... To mitigate confusion, because a lot of these pieces are going to be mirrored, and I'm gonna want to make sure I keep track of it. Let's do one arm at a time, and not bite off more than I can chew here. But yeah, Cal, I was saying earlier, I'm not like a huge Transformers fan. Like, I have a friend who's like a mod for the wiki, I think. And it's just like, I can't be that big of a Transformers fan. I've seen what big Transformers fans look like. That's not me. Pre-painted parts are fun. Yeah, I think these particular model kits are a little bit pricier than like a lot of the Gunpla kits I've seen. They tend to be like $25, $30. But let me tell you, worth every penny. The parts are pre-painted, they snap off real clean. Like, it's incredible. I have had to take a cuticle trimmer to like one piece so far. So like they're definitely worth the slightly higher price. So I recommend looking them up and getting one. I wanted to get the Cliff Jumper one. Just because at the time that I was purchasing this, I had already gotten Blitzwing, and the only ones that were available, the only other ones that were available at that time were Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. Where'd you get them from? Amazon. Last time I checked Amazon, I can't check my phone because I'm using my phone for the light source. But yeah, Amazon, they have one entry for all of them, and they have each character as like a different color for the item. Last time I checked, they were still like reasonably priced. I mean, but also I got this one for Christmas, so I have no idea what the person that got it for me paid. What color is your Transformer? My favorite color is Arcee. Alright, what was I doing? I was fucking building the left arm. C1. Alright, here we go. Like, look at that. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping that focuses. Like, look at that. Look how clean that is. There's, like, no nub there. Not really. Not anything, like, particularly, like, you're not gonna get, like, blisters and calluses from this. Don't have nippers. I do, or, well, my roommate does. And I was going to grab them before this stream, and I forgot. But then I was just thinking to myself, like, you know what? I built the Blitzwing one, and there wasn't any... That one also came off very clean. So I probably don't need the nippers for them. But if I do need anything, I at the very least have cuticle trimmers, like, nearby. Which, honestly, do the job just fine. I'm Gunpla brained and screaming. No, again, like, they come off very clean, or at least cleaner than, like, genuinely, I've built other Gunpla. Like, I think you commented on my tweet when I was showing off the ones that I got at the convention. I got the two RX-78s at, like, differing, like, grades. One of them was, like, beginner grade, I think is what it was called. I couldn't find any other model that was the grade of the first one that I put together. Entry grade, yeah. And then I got, what was the other one I got? The fucking Char Aznabalzaku was the same one. High grade. High grade, because I also got a high grade RX-78. And, like, my hands felt raw after those. It's a brand new grade. There's, like, 3 entry grade kits. Okay, that makes sense. But, like, I put the Blitzwing one together, and, like, yeah, it's just, there's really, like, nothing to worry about. They snap off very cleanly. Like, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This is, like, the 5th kit I've built at this point. And I'm hoping to build more in time. Like, when I get to the Acid Storm one, because that one's, like, a little bit more... Like, the Acid Storm kit is made by a different company. Like, this is Trumpeter. I don't remember what the company is that made the Acid Storm kit. But, like, I'll probably use Nippers for that one. Just because, like... I took a look at that one. I busted that one open, and I took a look at the runners and everything, and, like... It feels like a different quality plastic. So I will likely use Nippers for that one. But, like, this one, I was just like, I probably don't need them for this one. So we need A28, so that's this one. Okay. Then we need A2 and A30... Oh, where the fuck is A34? That's 24. 34. I think it's the same one? No, because this one's 39. Okay. I like that there's an entry grade kit. There's entry grade kits now. I like that they're doing that. Because, like, I think, like, that was... It's very much entry grade. That was, like, the fucking gateway drug for me, essentially, was building that particular RX-78. Can we reset the focus here? Thank you. Alright, so let's... We got this. Okay, I think the S-Storm one is Furai, which is a more expensive line. Yeah, I remember looking it up after I got it. Natalie got me that one. She saw that one and she was just like, oh, this is a perfect one. And I remember her, like, talking about it prior to giving it to me for Christmas. She was just like, you are going to love the gift I got you. And I gotta say, like, I open it, I'm just like, oh, this is the coolest shit ever, actually. Turns out, I did love it. Okay, so that's like that. Okay. That was a very satisfying snap. It looks really cool. It does! And like I said, when I was looking up, like, other model kits by that company for Transformers, like, I found, like, their Starscream one, and yeah, it's just a recolor. But, like, that's fine. Like, no, you know what it was, is I pulled out the runners for that one, and they're all labeled Starscream. It's literally just a Starscream kit, but with different colors. Which is fine. It's Transformers. You kinda come to expect that. Like, to a certain extent, you kind of expect that sort of thing when this is what you're getting into, you know? Hey, they learned from Hasbro. So that's it. That's the whole arm, huh? It looks like the left arm is the one that you put the gun in, if I'm looking at this right. That's the whole ass arm. That's an entire arm right there. Look at that. Can you believe this is what we all look like on the inside? So A40 is the one that holds the gun. And that's these ones over here. And it looks like it's actually a gun that she holds. As opposed to on Blitzwing, it was just like his arm was the gun. Which is interesting, because I remember, like, when the Transformers movies started, like, they really kind of, like, wanted to push the whole idea that just, like, yeah, they're Transformers. Why would they have, like, why would they have separate ships? Why would they ride in a ship when they are the ship? Why would they have, like, a separate, like, gun to hold when they could just TF into gun? Right? Like, they really pushed that, like, early on in the film series. What with, like, when the Autobots were, like, coming down to Earth in the first Bayformers, and they were, like, in, like, comet form, and then they just TF'd out of that into Robot, and then Robot become car. You know? By the way, if you're wondering about the gloves, they make my hands look sexier. There's actually a reason that I'm wearing the gloves, but make hand look sexy. God, I hate the Bayformers movies themselves, but I actually love the bot designs so much. A lot of them were pretty cool. Up until maybe the post-trilogy ones. And even maybe before that, honestly. When they started looking more like human faces, I started falling a little out of love with them. Like, okay, Lockdown's face transforming into a sniper rifle is still maybe one of the sexiest things I've ever seen in a movie, if I'm being totally honest. Headcanon accepted. Exactly. But yeah, I wasn't a fan when they started, like, looking more... But, like, that's the other thing. It's just, like, as the movies went on, like, they started, like, kind of doing the, oh yeah, they don't transform into the weapons, they just have the weapons as, like, separate bits that they use, which was weird. It was really odd to me that, like, they just kind of, like, threw that all to the wayside. It means we get those cool shots of, like, Megatron wearing a cloak and, like, pulling out a sawed-off shotgun, which was kind of dope, admittedly. Yeah! Yeah, see, you get it. You get it. You fucking get it. That was the coolest shit. Okay, what hand goes in here? A40? Alright. Because I want her to hold gun. And then the gun itself is A21. Gun is hold. Okay. Left arm complete. Where did I put the torso? It's up there. Put you over there. Okay. Also, like, when I saw the third Transformers, I got real confused why the animal suddenly got scared of Megatron, but then in the comics it actually shows... No, he blows a bull elephant the fuck up. Yeah, I don't know. The comics for the Bayformers movies were, like, varying levels of, like, canonicity, admittedly. Like, I remember, I think the comic adaptation of the first movie, like, showed Because, God, those fucking movies had, like, real continuity issues. Could you believe that? Could you believe that the Bayformers movies had continuity problems? You can just put it just over there somewhere. Thank you. One of the people in chat is getting real nervous that I don't have nippers, and I forgot to grab yours before I started. I haven't really had any problems with that recently, but, yeah, no, I don't need the X-Acto knife right now, just the nippers. Because that gun actually took some doing to get taken out. But I remember in the first movie, just before the highway fight, like, okay. There's a lot I could complain about with regards to the Bayformers movies, but goddamn, do they do spectacle real good. Like, that highway fight fucks still, honestly. It's not much of a fight, because Optimus just tackles Bone Crusher off the highway and then rips his head off, but still pretty cool. Thank you. Nope, he sure didn't do a single thing wrong. But I remember, like, during, just before the highway fight... Come on. Eh. Just before the highway fight, when Bone Crusher shows up, he shows up with Barricade. So this is done, so let's throw that in the box. And then Barricade just disappears from the fucking movie. Now, in the comic adaptation, Barricade gets blown the fuck up. And his, like, head flies towards the camera. I don't really remember. I think I saw, like, a scan of it, but I never actually read that comic. So I can't say for sure exactly what it was that happened. 829, A3, and A39. 9. 39. And A3. There we go. Now, it would have been entirely reasonable to assume that, like, yeah, that's probably what happened. It's possible that they may not have had, like, maybe the scene needed to be cut from the movie, but maybe it is indeed what happened to Barricade. Then, of course, Barricade shows up in The Last Night. The bad one. Which, saying the bad one for the Michael Bay Transformers movies feels really funny, because it's just like, how bad do you have to be considered the bad Michael Bay Transformers movie? The particularly bad one. I thought Barricade got fried when Bumblebee fought him. No. Barricade was shown as having survived that fight, and then him in his cop car form shows up much later into the movie, I think during the Decepticon roll call, and then again during the highway fight, but then he disappears. Yes, my hands. Alright. But then he's just gone after that. He just fucking vanishes. And then he shows up in The Last Night. And yes, The Last Night is the bad one. I'm not trying to imply the others are good, but you need to understand The Last Night is the bad one. Specifically. Like, I need to stress this, because I'm not joking. Where it's just like, yes, they're all bad. Well, the first one's fine. The first one is okay. But they're all bad. to varying degrees. But the last night is the bad one. Okay, hold on. Right. Alright, so 829, 839, and that slots in there. I think what I need is I need more a camera that I can like actually control the focus on or something like this. Yeah, Gage is looking real handsome. See what you did there. Banishment for 10,000 years. No, I'm kidding. Jail for Cal. Jail for Cal for 1,000 years. I can feel your avatar staring at me judgmentally, and I accept this punishment. Alright, let's pop this bad boy on. Alright. And let's go with one of the open hands. Can I have jail for 777 years? Because that'd be funny. Maybe. I will consider it. Alright, hams. Which ham is the open one? It's 43. See, with this one, like, I would be worried about, like, clipping off the end of the finger. Work with me here. I suppose if there's like a little bit on the end of the peg, that's going to be fine, because that's just going to be compacted inside the hole. There we go. As a side note, but if you want a good beginner-friendly building experience but don't care much about the character, I gently nudge towards the 30-minute missions line. They're generic robots that are like all compatible with each other, so they're made to be mixed and matched. Interesting. Can't say I've heard of it before, but I'll maybe look into it. I've been doing pretty good with like the high-grade stuff. I've built 2 of those at this point. I built the RX-78 high-grade and then the Char Aznable Zaktu high grade. But like I'll think about it. So right now I actually want to take a quick break from building because I got food. Food was delivered to me and I'm actually kind of hungry. I'm also drinking this energy drink. So like I definitely need some that's got like a sharp knife on it too. Hold on. I need to like actually stand up and go pick this up. This is a mushroom pork chop that friend of the stream and roommate Ixao has prepared. Need to pop out in a bit. Alright. Thanks for dropping by. Is that a bone? That's a bone. Okay. Good to know. Let's start from this side then. So, what was I talking about? I can wait for this specific version of Weight of the World. What was I talking about earlier? Oh yeah, I was talking about Henry Cavill earlier. So, Henry Cavill, this is something that specifically popped up on my radar. I think in part, something that caused it to sort of pop up on my radar here was that I recently rewatched Highlander, and I started watching Highlander 2. Highlander 2's bad, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. Were you aware of this? Highlander 2's not good. But I actually really like the first Highlander. I'm gonna take a bite of this real quick, 1 second. Delicious. So Henry Cavill was supposed to star in a Highlander remake. Or reboot or something. Which I didn't know about until I found out that they were letting him go from it. Hello, G-Man. We're taking a quick break from model building so that I can eat. But I didn't realize that they were doing a Highlander remake until I found that was supposed to star Henry Cavill, until I found out that they let Henry Cavill go from it. Which, I mean, kind of sucks for Henry Cavill, because he's been getting let go from a lot of things recently. You know, he's being dropped from The Witcher, or he's dropping out from The Witcher. He's dropping out, he's being dropped out as Superman. And I guess now you can, I assume he was going to be Connor McLeod. Now he's being dropped from that. Although I suppose I can't feel too bad, considering, as far as I'm aware, he's still heading up the Warhammer 40K media plans, which I know that he is a personal fan of. Plot twist: Henry Cavill was going to be the Sword. Much like him being dropped from The Witcher, he's being replaced by a Hemsworth. But this time it's the good Hemsworth. Alright, I'm gonna dip. Adios. Benedición. Bendición? Goodbye. Have a good one. He's reportedly being replaced by Chris Hemsworth for Highlander, which... yeah, alright. Sure. I'm okay. I'm on board with that, to be totally honest. But when I was looking into this, you know, obviously, the news article I was looking at was obviously just like, oh yeah, he's still heading up Warhammer. And then it mentioned he is also reportedly being called back to star in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. 2, a sequel to The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which was a Guy Ritchie movie. A movie he made when he wasn't working on a third Sherlock Holmes movie, like he should have been doing this whole time. That one's gonna be weird to think about. Like, what's the production for that gonna look like? Considering that his opposite number in the first The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was Armie Hammer, who hasn't been having a good time in Hollywood ever since he got busted for cheating on his wife, and at the same time having a cannibalism roleplay fetish. Which, like, far be it for me to kink shame. But at the same time, I feel like that sort of thing does get blown just a little bit more out of proportion when the context that people find out about it is you're cheating on your wife. Babe, I want to eat you. Out, right? Out, right? Let me get some of this rice. Gulp. I'm gonna take a couple more bites of this and we're gonna get back into building. There are still quite a few pieces left on these runners. So it seems like the legs are gonna have a lot of moving pieces. Which makes sense considering that when we were looking at it before, like the torso and the waist were contained on one page, and both the left and right arms were contained on one page, but each leg had its own page for construction. So it makes sense to look at this and see like, oh, this is probably going to be a little bit more complex in its construction than like some of the other pieces of the body. Delicious. Like, I don't know. I guess I feel bad for Henry Cavill, because, like, I know that he was a huge fan of The Witcher, and he wanted to bring in a lot more stuff from the books to the character, and by all reports, they just wouldn't let him. From the sound of things. And then, of course, like, I was really excited to find out that they were going to be bringing him back as Superman. Yes, we found out through Black Adam. But, like, I always really liked Henry Cavill as Superman, you know? I thought he had a great look for the character. So hearing that, like, immediately after they were like, yeah, Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman, they were just like, actually, he's not, and also, we're doing, like, a full reset. It's just like, oh. And then, of course, with The Witcher, it's just like, yeah, Henry Cavill's leaving, because we won't let him play Geralt the way that he wants to. So instead, we're going to bring on the bad Hemsworth brother. One of these days, I'll go back and I'll watch the other seasons of The Witcher. I've only seen the first season, but I remember really liking it. But I know the guy's, like, a huge nerd. And he's really excited to be a part of, like, the Warhammer 40k project, whatever that ends up being. I forget if it's, like, a movie or if it's a TV series. So I know he'll enjoy that. So he's got that going for him, which is nice. I hope he keeps it. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead, put food on pause, and we're gonna keep going with this. And get my gloves back on. What does this track play during? It sounds so familiar, and I know I've heard it before in-game, as I've played, but I could not tell you where it shows up. Alright. So, continuing onward, we are working on the legs next. So I think in the movie, they seem very intent on having Arcee transform into a motorcycle recently. And I don't know where that comes from. Like, she was a motorcycle in Revenge of the Fallen. She was 3 motorcycles in Revenge of the Fallen. I think. I'm not quite sure how Arcee... Like, is just one of them Arcee? I know... So, in the toys that were released for Revenge of the Fallen, I believe each bike has the name of a specific character. And there's one in the toys that is specifically Arcee. But in the movie, they're collectively referred to as Arcee. So are all 3 of them... Is it like a hive mind kind of thing? It's not clear. And then, of course, there's Transformers Prime, where she's like one of the main characters. And she's a motorcycle. And then in Rise of the Beasts, it's looking like she's a motorcycle. I am looking forward to Rise of the Beast. I hope we get more model kits like this for Rise of the Beast. I've talked about this before. I want to get a Cheetor model kit. Because I remember really liking Cheetor in Beast Wars. God, one of the things that, like, sticks out in my mind the most... We need... B. Oh, beans. Okay. One of the things that sticks out in my mind the most about Beast Wars is I remember being a kid and seeing this one episode, and I think in the episode, I forget which character it is, but somebody, like, kicks another character in the crotch, and I guess for some reason they felt the need to censor that. Like, the screen just goes black when the kick connects. Which seems odd to me, because they are robots. They do not have dick or ball. Why feel need to censor? Simply does not make sense to me. But I remember the screen going black, there being a comical clang noise, and then it cuts to the face of the robot that got the nut shot. And his face is all, like, twisted up in pain. And I just remember that very vividly, because I'm just like, oh my god, that robot got kicked in the nuts he doesn't have. Alright, we need A32 and A25. This is upside down. That's A30, so this is A32. That needs a bit of persuasion. Let me introduce you to my friend Nipper. Okay. So now we need to take a look at how these are oriented on the instructions. Whoop. Let's try not to drop them. There we go. To just like click into place, or how's that work? It's supposed to be loose like that. It's a little loose, and I don't know if it's supposed to be. Maybe it'll be a bit more secure once we've got more of it put together. Like, you see that? That's kind of like fitting a little loosely in there. 5. Which one's B again? Hold on. Here we go. This one is B. Lost in the flood, proud angels bathe in their wages of blood. Is the world's end? Do we cast off tomorrow? Blood. Okay, yeah, that's feeling a bit more secure already. A little bit, at least. It feels loose. So this is like the thigh, I think. So it feels loose within the thigh, but I feel like once we've got more of the leg constructed, it'll feel a little bit better. Now, it looks like this is where things get a little bit complicated. So we've got a few different pieces here, as you can see. So, okay, so let's start with, let's go left to right here. We start with putting this one together. That's B4 and A15. Remedied. There we go. So that's B4. And then we need A15. This one. How's this oriented? Not like that. Like that. Yeah, there we go. And then this is like this. That's like right here. Okay. Cool. Oh, I think this is the song from the Gatherer Beast Tribe questline from Shadowbringers. This is their. Oop! I just wiggled everything. So A16 and A18. So it's this one and this one. You actually learn what Lahi means as part of this tribal quest line. Now you may be asking, Gage, what does Lahi mean? To which I respond, I don't really remember. It does have a meaning, though. Okay, so the last few pieces we need for this are B6, which is this one. I think, what's this called? This is called Hoppel's Droppel, which is just the name of the little village. And A24. Isn't that the production company? All right. So this slots in here. Those are the toes. Did you know Arcee foot pics. Okay. And just like that. Okay. We got the kneecap and the shin to get on there. If I'm looking at this right, it looks like the shin goes on first and then the kneecap? Yeah, because look, it's got this like crooked arrow here, so this is, I think this is meant to imply it goes on behind the kneecap, and it's labeled number 1. So we need B11 first. And I'm just knocking everything over. I'm just making a huge mess. Okay. These aren't even mirror images. These are just the same pieces a couple different times. So let's see here. So the hole's got a little notch at the top there, and that notch needs to be positioned upwards. So that goes on like that. Then got B10, which is the kneecap. Again, there's a notch that needs to make sure it's pointing upward. That goes on over the shin. It's still loose, but I'm guessing it's just like that. Maybe I just don't have this. This is very pointy. This part right here, very pointy. Oop, shit. Okay. Whole thing's coming apart now. Peek the hot dog, so peek the hot dog, so peek the hot dog, so peek. Alright, well, that's the leg done. So, I'm gonna probably put this down before my, futzing with it, just absolutely breaks it. Put you over there. Whew, okay. Right leg. Start with, we need B3. This one is a little testy, so let's go ahead and bring in the nippers. A33 and A26. We need to connect A33 with 26 first. Oh, where'd that go? Okay, it's just over here. Let's see. So this is actually the version of... So this is a Primals cover of the boss fight from the end of A Realm Reborn. Okay, So that's still loose. So that is intended, I guess. And this was used as the boss fight music for the Ruby weapon, which is part of the trial series for... Minnie, are you knocking stuff off my computer tower? Stop that. Part of the trial series for Shadowbringers. Okay, now we need B7. I still haven't completed that trial series. I think I'm on Emerald Weapon. I want to complete it. Partially just because it feels weird having, like, the empty spot in my, like, New Game Plus menu. But also because I do really want to see how that storyline ends. It's kind of interesting. The chanting in the original version of Ultima that was used for the Ultima fight at the end of A Realm Reborn doesn't actually fucking mean anything. So when Soken was doing the Primals cover for Saints and Sinners, the arrangement soundtrack, he actually gave it like legit lyrics, and then that version was used for for at least the first phase of the Ruby Weapon fight. But it's neat. A17, A19. Yeah, we got a little bit of... Hold on. Do a bit of maintenance here. Come on, work with me. Well, that works. Alright. And B2. I will say the issue with the gloves is that they do get caught on a lot of these like little things on occasion, which is kind of annoying, but such is what we must suffer for fashion. Okay. And that goes... How does that go? Does that go... Come on, focus. Focus for me, please? Okay, don't focus. Fuck you, then. Alright. So we've got the bits that we need to assemble put together. So now we just need the rest. This part of the foot. A 27. Okay. The other one's B9. Da, 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 da. I always love the Heaven's Word motif, honestly. It's one of my favorite, like, melodies in the game. And I think part of that is kind of a, like, personal Warrior of Light sort of thing. I, like a lot of people who play Final Fantasy XIV, really like thinking up things about, like, my Warrior of Light and, like, their personal journey through the story. So, like, in Eigeld's story, for example, like, Heaven's Word is kind of a big moment for her on a personal level. And I guess, to a certain extent, also for me, just because, like, there's a lot of stuff that I sort of learn about myself, thinking about, like, my Warrior of Light, and just, like, this different persona that I kind of embody as part of this game, you know? So things that, like, she gets emotional about, I get emotional about. Oh, there's a whole piece I forgot about here, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Alright, we gotta backtrack a little bit to this leg again. I need A36. Oh, shit, I'm just knocking everything over. I need A36 and A30. A30, right? Yeah. A30 is the left leg piece. Oop. That fell right off my desk. Into my lap. Hold on while I dig around in my lap here real quick. Okay. A30. A36. Looks like this is a hip joint of some kind. Let's get this back up here. That goes... goes like that. Okay. Ah. Looks like this is supposed to, like... seems like it's supposed to, like, click into place, so... hold on. Don't try this at home, kids. That is not clicking into place. It's a little concerning. I'm making Arcee from Transformers Bumblebee. Having a little trouble getting one of these pieces to snap into place like it's saying it should be.
Hello, chat.
Natalie's here.
Don't eat all the pieces.
Please don't eat all the pieces.
Okay. Promise.
Okay, as long as you promise. Okay, was that it? That was it. Alright, cool, cool, cool. We have a snap into place. Seems like that's going to secure a lot of the things that I was worried about, feeling very loosey-goosey. Alright. Let's put that back over there. So now we gotta do the same thing with the other side. First, let's get the shin and the kneecap on there. So first things first, we need B11. Oh, this is from the Eden braids. This is the remix of Ramu's theme that they used for that. I like the Eden series. It was a very fun series of braids. Ah. Goodness gracious. This makes me nervous, just like how loose some of these pieces are. Like that just popped off and just fell into my lap again. Alright, let's see here. So we need another A36, but this time we need A31. Which is this one right here. Whoops, okay. Didn't fall into my lap this time, so I don't need to go digging around in my crotch again. Alright, how easily are you going to snap into place? Why is the answer not easily at all? Oh. Actually way easier that time. Okay. Alright, so now back, which like she's got these like wingy things that we need to construct attached to her torso, and then we're looking at final assembly, so that's pretty good. Alright, so we need A11 and then A38. We're closing in on the end here. Come on, man. Ah, oh, jeez. Stop it. I'll get that all cleaned up before we, like, start putting things seriously together. Don't worry. Okay. There's like a... My hands take up most of the screen. Will it focus on them? It's like a weird hole here, and I can't tell if that is like crack in the piece or... Oh no, that's by design it looks like. Okay. Well, as long as it's by design, then I don't have to feel like I broke something. So that's good. Alright, we need A10 and A9. These feel like they're real in there, so let's bring out the nippers. That came off mostly clean. I want to clean that up a little bit. What did I say? A9 and A10? Yeah. I want to see if I can clean this one up a little bit. Give me 1 second. Don't you snap at me. Which one's this? I actually don't know. Can I? Hold on. Primal Angel. Huh. This one might be Leviathan, the Leviathan rerun or remix. All right. So hold it like this, and then A10. Oh god, which one of these is A10? Which one is A9? Oh, I didn't even like clean up A10 like I wanted to. Hold on. I think this one's A10. A10 looks like the one that is anemic. No, that's not what I meant to say. What's the one where your like blood is low? Like, what's that called? What's that called when you don't got a lot of blood? I can't look it up right now. My phone's being used as a light source. Hold on. Okay, Google. What's it called when your blood levels are low? Oh no, it is anemic. Okay. Yeah, okay, you can stop now, it's fine. I was thinking of the right word. Okay, so got less plastic on it. So this going on that side like that, so that this peg is exposed here, so that I assume when this goes on the other side, it slots into that like that. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, alright. Okay. So that's that constructed. So that... This one goes... here, right? Yeah, it's supposed to go there. Hold on. Wait. That flush? I think that's flush. About as flush as it's gonna get, I guess. It's supposed to be able to move? That's fine. Who cares? You care? I don't care. Whatever. Alright, next we need A37 and A12. Twist that right off. Just twist off very nicely. Alright, second verse, same as the first. Yeah, there's that weird little hole right there. That got me so worried the first time. Alright. And then A7 and A8. These ones right here. Okay. think if I can get one of these with the nippers, I can twist it off without too much trouble. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this sounds like... I recognize that tune. That's definitely Shiva. So this is probably the first phase of the Shiva remix. Ah. Alright. Oh, wait, I might need that again in a second. Dun, 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 dun. Broken faded, only waited to open my eyes, turn the light on. As you turn the light on, turn the light. Yeah, because this specifically sounds like Return to Oblivion, so it's definitely like the first phase of that fight. I want to get back into streaming the rest of the Final Fantasy XIV MSQ this year, especially considering it's Year of the Bunny. Year of the Rabbit, I should say. And I play a Viera. So it would be apropos for me to get back into it. Okay. Let's get that as flush as we can. I think that's about as close as it's gonna get. It's about as close as the other one is, so that works. Alright, so we got her wingalings going. And yeah, now it's time for final assembly. So let's go ahead and so we got the torso here. And after the torso and the waist, we did the left arm, which is the one with the gun in it. Let's go ahead and grab that and just pop that onto the shoulder joint. And then we did the right arm, which is all the way over here. Pop that into the other shoulder joint. Coming together real nice. Did the left leg? This is the left leg, right? Yeah. Popped into the hip. Alright, I think that's flush. Yeah. God, the way the hip fits together is kind of strange, admittedly. Move the arm out of the way so we can get in there. Need some light on this. There's parts of this that I feel like if I try to force them too much, they're just gonna fucking break. I feel like this is much smaller than I was expecting it to be. I'm gonna have to get Blitzwing and compare once we've, that twist's kind of loose, but at least it's not like shimmying inside the socket or anything. So, could be worse, I suppose. And last thing we need is the head. So this is empty, so let's get rid of that. Don't need any more hands right now. This is also empty. Put you right there. Okay, so like I said, we got two heads. We're going to go with the one without the glasses. Pop her noggin on there, and there she is. Arcee, from the beginning of Transformers Bumblebee. Her head seems kind of tiny for her torso, admittedly. But you know, whatever. NBD. Can't just like... pose her a little bit. Okay, so the last thing that we got here to do is the base. The action base. Now, I think the action base is exactly the same set of pieces, whether, no matter like which of these particular models you have. I think the only difference is that, like, if you have a Decepticon, the instructions will tell you to pop out the Decepticon symbol. If you have an Autobot, it'll tell you to pop out the Autobot symbol. In this case, we have an Autobot. So let's go ahead and grab the base here. And let's start making the arm. So I need... Whoop, bump the camera. Sorry. I need a Z1 and Z3. There's a few Z1s. It looks like it's a particular joint piece that gets used a lot in this. Must have named this Z because it was the only one they could be sure it wouldn't. Each of these wouldn't get up to. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is the good stuff. Return to Oblivion. This is one of my personal favorites. So Z1 is the one that gets plugged into the base itself. This is... Putting this together is what's going to give me blisters. Just you wait and fucking see. Too weary to die. Too lost to the eyes for saving. Claim me, contain me. With the tears. A song in my ears. Broken, faded, how long I have waited to open my eyes. Alright. And then... how you put the arm together is probably not super important, considering that it's meant to, like, twist around and everything for, like, proper posing. That being said, how do we get there? I know. Read the directions and follow. That's from the YouTube Kids series Jam Van, now available for viewing on YouTube. I have a friend who worked on that. You may know them, Audrey of Team Catpole. We talked about it the other day during the knowledge stream. I'm trying to like force this together so that it's like flush. Right. Put slots in there. There we go. That actually helps with making it flush. This is going to be the one that plugs into the back of the robot. And yeah, I can already feel my fingers getting kind of raw. There we go. Alright. That is the arm done. And we just gotta pop the Autobot symbol on the front of it. So, let me just... I think it's neat that these ones come with the posing base. Because, like, a lot of, like, Gunpla will... show you just, like, yeah, you can pose it real cool. But the posing base is sold separately. And there she is. If the camera will focus. Hold on, let me... first off, get this out of the way. Okay, so that marks the second Buildstream completed. Let's go ahead and... hold on 1 second. I want to get Blitzwing in here too. Yeah, Blitzwing is definitely like much bigger. Also, it feels like a lot of his... whoa, okay. A lot of his joints feel a little weird in their sockets for some reason. Yeah, Blitzwing definitely seems bigger overall, and was definitely a more complex build. Which I suppose makes sense, at the very least, from sort of like a from the perspective of, like, actually designing the characters for the movie. Like, if you really think about it, Blitzwing is a character that had, like, an entire action sequence centered around him. He probably needed to have that additional detail, considering he was going to be a lot more prominent visually in the movie. Whereas Arcee, in the context of Transformers Bumblebee, only really shows up kind of as a cameo at the start of the film. So yeah. Feels... I'm gonna go ahead and pop him off his arm here real quick. Because I'm a little weirded out by, like, how strange some of his joints feel. Like, they feel loose. And it's not like I've been, like, messing with him a lot. So I'm wondering if maybe it has anything to do with, like, the kind of plastic he's built with. It feels slick. I don't know if you can tell, like, how kind of, like, loose that feels just, like, at a glance. Like, I know they're all supposed to be able to move in a lot of these different ways. I don't know. It's a bit concerning. But, yeah. So that's going to be another build stream brought to a close. I like doing these a lot, honestly. I need to get, like, a proper set of shelves to display some of these model kits. Whether it's the Transformers ones or the Gunpla ones. Let's not... there we go. Go ahead and just have you just, like, in a standing pose. That's fine. We don't need to get fancy with it, really. But I want to get, like, proper, like, display shelves for these guys. This feels like that could just pop off if it's not careful. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something about the plastic. Like, it's just, like, oils coming out of the plastic, making some of the joints a little bit slicker. It's like he's got a very shiny finish. I wonder if it's, like, an issue with, like, the plastic or the paints or anything. Hard to say. I don't have enough experience with these sorts of things to really say for sure. But I definitely do want to do more streams like this. I think Arcee is too short for the arm to be able to, like, bend properly to put her, like, on the ground. Hold on. There we go. Is that as close as I can get it? Yeah, that's about as close as it can get. She's slightly off the base. But, like, you can see she's definitely, like, shorter in stature than Blitzwing is. But yeah, I definitely want to do more of these. Let me go ahead and grab, like, what my next kind of planned one is. I'm stalling for time so that we can raid Cat Hole, so bear with me here. I have a bunch of stuff stacked on this, so I gotta just carefully move that first. So, this is the Acid Storm kit. This one has a lot more going for it. You can see, like, it's a much more complicated build. It's got stickers. I'm not too thrilled with that, but it should be neat. I'm looking forward to, like, putting this one together. That's probably going to be a while before we get into that, though. But I hope when we do get into it, you'll tune in and watch me put that one together. That's probably going to be a much longer stream, I would assume. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's pop back over to the chat space so I can go ahead and just grab my phone here so I don't need to use it as a light source anymore. But I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes for subscribers. You can also follow me on Twitter at @Sane_intolerant or on YouTube at youtube.com/SaneIntolerant, where I post all the streams after they happen. And you can also follow me on Tumblr at saneintolerant.tumblr.com, where maybe my reactive image will properly react. But where I have started actually getting the streams, like, properly announced and everything. Upcoming streams. This week is all Dead Space all the time. I will be getting my copy of Dead Space on Monday. And I will be starting the Dead Space stream on Tuesday. The plan is that we are going to play through the game twice. We're going to do one regular run, and then we are going to do a New Game Plus run, where I have heard there is a secret ending that I wish to get. So we are going to be doing all of that on stream. I plan to make that every single stream next week, starting on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, going into Sunday if we have to. Hold on, I'm just, like, putting my fucking desk back together here. I had to, like, move a bunch of stuff around just to make space for, like, all this work. So I hope you'll tune in for that. What else? Art for the stream, the thumbnail, and the PNG tuber were done by Audrey and B of Team Catple, who you can find on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Team Catple. That's TEAMCATPLE. Don't email them. Don't DM them. If you want a commission, use the commission form. We will be rating them in just a moment. They're talking about me on their stream. I can see it. Because they're doing Persona 5. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, and I will see you next time on the Sharkstream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care, everybody.